let's go. Graveyard complete. The ancient warriors have been sent back to their graves. It's time for us to go into the crypts. The penultimate level of this episode. We're getting close. Jeez. So many friggin' mummies up there. Cut that crap out. So many friggin' mummies in there, too. Thanks for giving me that replacement tome, because I'm gonna use one right now. God, there's still so many of these idiots up here. Crap, that one hurt. Totally forgot that flask. As for the music in this game, I do kind of like it, but this track sounds kind of weird. It's not a bad one, it just sounds a little weird. Almost cacophonic. Also, the music tracks are a bit short. They do kind of get repetitive after a little while of trying to go through each level. I still enjoy them. Also, I had to turn down the music volume a lot, because they're a bit loud in the default settings. And I still got plenty of time left. I think I could finish this in one sitting, in theory at least. Now, isn't that weird? It looked kind of like the stone just kind of melted away there. Kill a few of these guys, save the rest for later. Yeah, one thing I noticed pretty quickly after my first few playthroughs of this game on this difficulty is that you definitely need to use your items way more frequently if you are to have a reasonable hope of survival. Like here. Like Shadowsphere, for example, lasts a very long time, so if you know you're about to go up against a whole bunch of undead knights, or other enemies that use a physical attack, to which there are a few. We need it. That is so cool. Boom! Drop in the middle of a whole bunch of bad guys and just watch them all just get blown to dust. Time bombs typically aren't that effective against range enemies since you place them where you're standing. Oh, whoop. Don't worry, it goes back up. There we go. But they're great against melee-oriented enemies, like swarms of golems or swarms of gargoyles. They do a fairly respectable amount of damage. But a lot of people tend to place them in quick succession. I typically don't do that since, the explosion tends to knock the bad guys around. I like to let them bunch up again before placing another. To basically get the most bang for my buck, if you will. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, crap. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Ah! Oh, God. Nearly dead. That's gonna happen a lot. Trust me. Looking around for crystal vials. I don't want to use up too many flasks. I've made that mistake before. Well, as being one of the older games, a lot of people find it pretty easy to make modifications for it. It takes a lot of work, but supposedly it's quite easy. I've never tried it myself, but I may in the future. But yeah, people have created their own levels for this, which are called WADs, because the file tag for those is .wad. And, people have created their own sort of modifications for this game, which usually their file tag is PK3. Not sure why. Oh, that would be why I'm taking so much damage. I don't have any armor. Yeah, you kind of need that armor to survive on this difficulty for an extended period of time. Ah! But yeah, among the mods out there are the War of the She mod I mentioned earlier that adds a whole bunch of new resource management concepts, like stamina for your melee attacks, as well as various alternate firing modes and alternate functions for your weapons. There's Wrath of Kronos, which was originally intended for this game's sequel, Hexen. But there are patches out there for it that can get it to work with this game. And I think it is kind of fitting. Although there are no monster replacements, unlike in the Hexen and Doom versions of Wrath of Kronos. War of the She does add monster replacements, though. And there's also another one a couple of others, like Guncaster, which is basically this game's version of the Russian Overkill mod in Doom. And, a style mod. I've fiddled around with some of those mods before. I don't want to use that ring. Use a tome. Yeah, one minor lore inconsistency about this game is the Tomes of Power. The game's intro, or the manual, mentions that there are only 7. And Heretic 2 also mentions only 7. But as you play this game, you'll quickly discover that there's a hell of a lot more than 7 tomes. Maybe Disparel made copies, I don't know. Alright, we are now closing in on our destination. I missed quite a bit of stuff, but we are now entering the Portal of Hell's Maw. Home to one of the best music tracks in gaming history, in my opinion. And also a very deviously designed one. Stop shooting me! I want to listen to this epic music! I said stop shooting me! I'm pissed now. Thank you. I'm gonna need that ring in a while. This music is just great. It's exactly the kind of climactic sort of battle music you hear before you're about to go on the ultimate fight of your life. But like I said, the design of this place is very, very devious. Like, that's why I need that ring. That room up ahead is filled with gas pods, but these gas pods are a bit different. Because if you blow them up, they reappear! And there's nitro golems clustered in both sides of this here room. I shouldn't use that tone. That's a bad idea. Yeah, those skulls do a lot of damage. They'll knock you all over the place. That's why I'm using the ring. But that also means there's a very high chance that they'll do what they've been doing for a while now, which is blow up the gas pods right underneath you. If you're caught in this room when they blow up those gas pods and you don't have invulnerability on, my invulnerability's about to run out, then, you're almost guaranteed to die. Oh, shit! Okay, good. Thank God. That happened to me on a previous, like, practice recording session there. Where a skull flew behind me. I think it hit this bunch of gas pods and caused them to blow up in my face. And nearly destroyed my armor and take off about half my health. I wasn't doing that on this difficulty though, so it didn't kill me. So basically, Disparel's second-in-commands, who are kind of controlling the influx of undead reinforcements, those are them. They're called Iron Liches. And they are the bosses of this level. They are being made of metal. They are quite durable. Oh god, jeez. And they have some really nasty elemental attacks. Like, you see them shooting fire pillars like that one. It hurts quite a bit, but it's really easy to dodge, and it's not their most devastating attack. Probably their most damaging would be the icy spike balls. They, that thing, because it splits apart, and the shrapnel will hurt you if it gets a direct hit on you. Okay, good. Killed one. They can also shoot these sorts of tornadoes, which home in on you, like this, and they move really fast. They have really good homing capability. They cause very little damage, but if you're caught in one, it will spin you around and pin you to the ceiling. So, And it's really good at screwing up your aim. Ow! Fudge! Like that! Oh god. These idiots are pretty big though, so you can hit them with the crossbow with fairly good ease at moderate range. Make sure you don't run around on all that red stuff. That's smoldering rock. In the dungeons, I had to run across a pool of acid. That drains my health. Smoldering rock also drains my health, but drains it even faster. So, yeah. Once you kill all of the iron liches, this huge gate in the back opens, and monsters pour through it. Disciples and Nitro Golem ghosts. Of course, powered up Dragon Claw can take care of him fairly easily, if you have enough Dragon Claw ammo left. Yeah, it's pretty tempting to use Dragon Claw on those Iron Liches, which I did there, but don't spam it, otherwise you may not have enough ammo to survive that wave of reinforcements. So, I think this whole thing is actually a huge portal that we just went through, and this switch will seal it, I think, yeah. With the destruction of the Iron Liches and their minions, the last of the undead are cleared from this plane of existence. Those creatures had to come from somewhere, though, and you have the sneaky suspicion that the fiery portal of Hell's Maw opens onto their home dimension. To make sure that more undead, or even worse things, don't come through, you'll have to seal Hell's Maw from the other side. Of course, this means you may get stuck in a very unfriendly world, but no one ever said being a heretic was easy. Indeed. So, we've, in theory at least, saved our realm from being totally extinct by any new monsters that may show up. But we put ourselves in a pretty bad situation. How are we going to get out of it? Well, that's a story for another time.